Rodeo Time, the podcast in the house. You got your man, Dale Brisby, along with your man, Dale Brisby. That's it. It's the name so nice you can say it twice and you can't hear it enough. This is an energy drink for your ears. Dale Brisby is here to bring you the wisdom that makes Dale Brisby Dale Brisby. So we've got a few things that we're going to add to today. I'm not only going to update you on all things Rodeo Time, but I'm also going to bring you some Q&A, some Ask the Audience, and you're going to find out in depth about the man behind the sunglasses, all right? And why do I wear sunglasses? Well, that's because I got something to hide. And the more you get to know me, the further you're going to get away from that. It's kind of it's a double-edged sword. It's a double entendre, okay? So I can't explain it, so why should you try? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It probably doesn't. And something else that doesn't make sense to a lot of people is carrying a rock up a mountain. And that's what Daddy just got done doing. And when I'm saying Daddy, I mean myself, Dale Brisby. What I did was I flew to Eugene, Oregon to go up a mountain, run up a mountain, about to the tune of like 9 miles. It's 8 miles. We like swerved around this mountain, got to the top. And it was with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Cameron Haynes. And so you might think the story ends there. Okay, they went for a jog up the mountain. No, it does not end there. We came back down the mountain to the pickup, so close to being finished. I could taste just a post-workout recovery shake. I could taste like my soft bed, just somewhere to sit down. Cam opens the tailgate. Well, first, before that, let me back up. We're going back down the mountain, and we trot down in front of the pickup, and this car's coming. There's like 9 vehicles there on the side of this mountain, and this one truck passes by, and I was like, oh, sorry, excuse me. Like he had the right of way, but like I kind of didn't see him, and I was already out in front of him, so he like let me go. But it was absolute. Anyway, he kind of looked at me, and I was like, oh man, I hope I didn't piss him off. And then he circled around. He's like, Dale Brisby. It was a horse shoer. He was up there shoeing somebody's horses in the mountains. Got out, had a Rodeo Time sticker. It was awesome. Made me feel at home in Eugene, Oregon. So that was neat. But I thought it would be super random. Like if you're a Dale Brisby fan and you're up on a mountain in Oregon shoeing horses, and all of a sudden some Forrest Gump-looking rascal runs in front of you off the mountain, and you're just like, wait, who is that? So it was a neat path, 2 paths crossing. So anyways, we go to Cam's pickup, and he gets out this 75-pound rock, 72 pounds actually, with a big, on one side it says poser, on the other side it says no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And we went back up. We took the quick route. It was like 2 miles, and we passed it back and forth. He probably carried it, I'm going to say 1.2 or 3, and I did the other 7/10. He did most of it, and this joker is a beast. So we went to the summit twice, one time carrying a 72-pound rock. But let me back up in the story. So I've been following this guy for a couple years. Like, he went on Joe Rogan like in 2014, and they've been best friends ever since. Well, ever since I came along, because now he and I are best friends. Anyways, he went on Joe Rogan, but he's been hunting his whole life. He's been running his whole life. And at some point, he picked up these ultra marathons. He'll go 100 miles. One time he went 240 miles, like all at once. They'll like stop to eat, but then they just keep going. Like they don't go to the hotel. They go. Like they're delirious by the end of it. Like he'll do those things, all in preparation to go elk hunting. Me and Cowboy and Cam were all in the pickup, and somebody's like, "What?" And Cowboy's like, "Man, that's incredible," or something like that. And somebody said, "I wonder what place he got in the race." And Cowboy said, "Who cares? You finished. You entered. Just entering it is enough." I don't even like to drive 240 miles, and this joker's running it. Regardless, it's all in the name of elk hunting because he's passionate, and it puts him in places in these mountains and these valleys that no other humans go. So he's got this incredible record as far as like harvesting big elk every year. And you go in his house, you go in his studio, and it's just crazy big elk everywhere. It's super cool. And if you're a hunter, I mean, you'd be salivating at all the stuff this joker has. So anyways, passionate individual about hunting and bettering himself and suffering. So intentional suffering is what he does. It's what he calls it. But essentially, I've been a fan of him. Started following him, DM'd him a little. I sent him a cap. I sent him. I read his book twice. I just a fan, and my relationships with Mountain Ops got started, and so that created a mutual friend because he's also sponsored by Mountain Ops. And then this young lady, Rihanna, who's also a beast and went up the mountain and helped us carry the rock, introduced us, and then they invited me to be on his podcast that he just started. I was guest number 6. And it involves being up there for 2 days. And what it is there's an episode of Lift, Run, Shoot, which is like my episodes of Rodeo Time, the vlog. And you do just that. You lift weights with him, you run with him, then you shoot a bow with him. And then you go on his podcast, the Keep Hammering Collective. So yeah, that's how that goes. And so I get the call. I say abso-fruitly. They say, "Are you busy?" I said, "There's nothing else. Like, I'll cancel it." "No, I'm not busy." So I go up there and I said, "Man, you're going to be guest number 6. And I said, "Well, I don't know why I wasn't guest number 1. I'm Dale Brisby." And so I was a little perturbed about that. And they shook my hand and I said, "Where's the red carpet?" And so anyways, that was all was forgiven. But anyhow, I was pretty nervous about this run. So, but ended up making it, ended up finishing it. I think he was super surprised. Like, he had set the bar really low in his mind as far as what he thought Dale Brisby was going to be able to accomplish. So he was surprised. I exceeded his expectations, so that was good. And then I had been lifting and always had been lifting. I've only recently got into running. And so I did okay in lifting. I'm not stronger than this man. Like, he is a beast. And then I shot the bow, 90 yards, no surprise. And Cowboy was coming, so I waited one more day to hang out with him. I'm not going to ruin everything. I want you guys to go check out, follow the Keep Hammering Collective, follow Lift, Run, Shoot. But super cool to run with Cam Haynes, buddies with David Goggins. But he's got that type of mindset is why I bring up Goggins. So, like, just unusual, unique, not part of the crowd, not average. And so that's why it's great for that. Well, number one, that's why he and I are so close, because neither am I. But also, it's really good to get an inside perspective at someone like that, like their mindset. For instance, if Tom Brady had a podcast and you wanted to play football, or if you wanted to do anything in life worth doing, it would be neat to hear his mindset. And so that's what was interesting for me, and that's why I've listened to all 4 of his podcasts that have come out. The next one coming out, number 5, is Rich Froning, and then I'll be number 6. So that's what my week has looked like. Up my game on my physical fitness here at the ranch, at Radiator Ranch back in Winnebago. So my run tomorrow will be interesting because it'll be my first one back, and I'm going to have to step it up, old son. I'd like to thank Mountain Ops for having me out there. They provided the nutrition that I needed to get up the mountain and the preparation for me to get up the mountain. And one thing I had to talk to him about on the podcast, while I have hunted, I do love the sport, or whatever you want to call it, of hunting. It's more than a sport; it's a lifestyle, because it's a way of life, because that's how we feed ourselves. A lot of people. I'm in the agriculture industry, so I feed myself through bovine. But regardless, I'm a big fan of hunting. My drive and motivation behind my physical fitness has always been rodeo. And here lately, it's been rodeo and quality of life. Because having my old man die at 55 and seeing that, I'm more than halfway to 55. So now all of a sudden it's like there's a clock ticking. He died of a heart attack. And who knows what causes heart attack? Some people say it's high cholesterol. Who knows? Whatever. Half of the people that die from heart attacks don't have high cholesterol. So you tell me. My cholesterol is not super low. It's not super high. It's averagely high. But my calcium score is 0. And 400 is bad for a calcium score. Mine's 0. 1 to 99 is healthy. And so, I don't know. But I do know that my dad probably could have done more for his fitness, for his health. And so that's been my added motivation. I'm not trying to like escape death. We're all going to die. I get it. But I'd at least like to be functional, at 63. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 64. Who knows? But whatever I'm doing, I'm going to be keeping it at 90 because I'm Dale Brisby, old son. All right, I'm going to be 2-footing them. Dos zapatas. That's what they used to call me in Mexico. I don't know what it means, but I know they call me that after I spurred a bull with 2 feet. So, you tell me. Huh? You tell me. Rodeo, that's my passion. That's my drive. That's my motivation for physical fitness. And here lately, it's been quality of life. So that's exciting. That's what drives me. And I think you need to find something that drives you. And what's driving this podcast is a Q&A. So here we go. I'm doing a Q&A from Instagram. I let all you guys ask some questions. And here we go. I'm going to try to answer all these. Some of them I'm not going to waste your time with. Some of them, they might just be something personal. Will you ever take your sunglasses off? Asking for a friend. Well, Camden.Bush.4216. I will not. Like I said, I'm a man of mystery. I got something to hide. Why don't we see you without your sunglasses on? I just answered that. Felton Sarah. Favorite band? All right, well, number 1, Leroy Gibbons, if I don't call. Number 2, when I'm working out. Let's stay in the country genre. Big fan of Cody Johnson. He and I have the exact same birthday. We were born on the exact same day. Fun fact. Same year and everything. Shane Smith and the Saints, those are my boys. William Clark Green. And then if I'm working out, 2 bands, NF and Demon Hunter. Look them up. Just trust me if you like a little bit of rock music. Tips for bronc riding. Dax_is_man. We just released a couple of rodeo times on my YouTube channel with the Wright brothers. All 4 Wright brothers came here to Winnebago. Stetson gets on a bareback horse. It's amazing. But there's a vlog, and then there's a spurboard session where Rusty really explains what Carson needs to be doing on the spurboard. So I would go to those if I were you, if you're interested in tips for bronc riding. Look up Just Rodeoing. I have a series called Just Rodeoing. There's probably like 20 episodes. They're on YouTube, but they've got tips and tricks for all kinds of for rodeo. There's also a Just Ranching series. See you tomorrow. I'm going to San Antonio this weekend. This will have already aired by the time, but I'll be back next weekend. Hi from Argentina. You speak Spanish? No bueno. How long do you do your ice baths per day? So, man, I've been getting in about 10 minutes. I don't know how cold they are, but I'll get it, I'll fill it up with ice. If it's not cold enough that there's not already ice in it from being outside, I'll fill it up with ice, and then I'll get in it for 10 minutes. They say the benefits you need from an ice bath can come with 12 minutes total per week. So like 5 3-minute sessions. But I'm trying to get these joints, renewed and everything. So I got that. I do those 10-minute programs. Who would win in a fight, Donnie or Cold? I think it's saying Donnie or Cole. And that would be a battle. That would be head-to-head. Cole has a lot of experience wrestling. I think he wrestled a little in like college, but sometimes I wonder if it was just like him wrestling his roommates. Anyway, he's feisty, but so is Donnie. That would be a pretty good head-to-head match. When are you going to kick Cowboy's butt? That's in June. Look out for it, people. Cowboy, you look out for it especially. Riding bulls, punching fools. I've already rid my bull today. Will you dance with me at Rodeo Houston? Yes. Are you still doing the intern program? We are. Text the word intern to 940-353-0890. And so the intern program, the intern program is still a thing. We're getting some housing set up. So there's one that should be available soon that we're finishing up, the bunkhouse. We remodeled it. So it had no insulation. Looked through, there was a crack, and it gets so cold in the summer. In the winter, and so hot in the summer. So we decided to remodel it, and we're doing it ourselves. So it's taking a little time. Regardless, once that gets finished, the intern program will ramp back up. We'll probably do a lot of short-term interns where people can come in, learn how to ranch, learn how to rodeo, and learn the ropes of rodeo time, whatever they want, whatever kind of value they want to get. And in the meantime, they're working for us here at the warehouse. So text the word intern to 940-353-0890. Who's the best bronc rider? So I'm going to have to go, like, Ryder Wright is getting to be, I think one day he's going to go down as the GOAT. Will you be my new uncle? Does that mean you have a hot aunt? How heavy is your buckle? Not as bad as you'd think. Dude, I forget I'm wearing it sometimes. Like, I ain't got that big old belly poking it out. You know, everybody thinks it hurts me, but it doesn't. Red Vines or Twizzlers? Neither. Twizzlers are not good, bruh. How high do you like your socks? I.e., no-show, ankle, calf, knee-high. Well, if I'm ranching, I like them all the way up to my knee. And I like them to be tight on my calf. I don't like them going down. If I'm jogging, I like ankle. If I'm at the warehouse, like right now, I like right above the ankle, and I like them to be black. Like, if somebody sees my socks, I don't want them to see white socks. Is that a thing? Am I the only one that has that as a thing? So let me know. What's your favorite seasoning? My buddy Garrison, he was just here. He came to pick up a trailer and a horse, and his dad makes this seasoning. It's bad to the bone. It's so good. I put it on everything. I put it in my freaking Fruit Loops sometimes, this steak seasoning. So I thought we've talked about maybe me selling it, but I don't know. We'll see. How many buckles have you won? More than you. More than you. Also, an acceptable answer is all of them. What's your favorite fruit? Right now I'm on the carnivore diet. I'm just eating meat, so I don't eat fruit. It's the Mountain Ops carnivore diet. I eat, like, I had chicken for lunch. This morning for breakfast, I had part of a steak and 4 eggs. For dinner, I'm going to have more chicken, and then I'll have a couple of protein shakes here and there via Mountain Ops. What are your top 3 drinks to have on a hot summer afternoon? Water. I'm trying to stay hydrated. Daddy's being healthy. Would you rather have noses on your elbows or... All right, that's ridiculous. I don't like those kind of questions. What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment? Dating your mom. Dating your mom. No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely, I would say my relationship with the Lord, that's going to put me in heaven. So I would, and then any additional people I can bring along, my family, friends. I've got one friend in particular. I feel like if he were to get saved, my time here on earth is done. I'm going to get nervous because I feel like I might die like a week later. I feel like that's why I'm here. What's your biggest pet peeve? One thing, let me tell you one thing I don't like. Let me tell you something I don't like. When I'm driving down the highway, I'm in the right lane because maybe I'm not like just Speedy Gonzalez that day, or I'm getting ready to exit, and people are coming in on the on-ramp. You know what the on-ramp is? Well, it's not called the on-ramp. You know what it's actually called? Like when you take the driver's test? It's called an acceleration lane. You're supposed to accelerate and get up to the speed of traffic because you got plenty of room. But for some reason, you got people hitting their brakes in the acceleration lane, looking over their shoulder. Hey, let me in there. Let me in. I'm not going to let you in. It's the acceleration lane. Speed up with the speed of traffic and merge in front of me. I'm not scooting over. What is your favorite joke prank to pull on people? I got a couple, but I can't reveal it because the interns will be editing this. But I got some in my head, so stand by. How do you get so ripped? Mountain Ops, baby. That's how Daddy gets ripped. Will there be another season of How to Be a Cowboy on Netflix? So things are looking interesting, and we may or may not have some information in the next 4 or 6 weeks. Stand by. Favorite Monday afternoon snack? Beef right now, like a good steak, maybe some fajita meat with that good seasoning I was telling you about. How does it feel to be the greatest of all time? It's pretty normal, and it gets a little monotonous, a little mundane, and so every now and then I'll just have to remind myself, you know. So, are you taking on any new interns? Again, text the word intern to 940-353-0890, and you can get updated. So what's going to happen is once you text that number, you may not receive something right away. You'll receive it when we need that intern. So it might be April 1st. Be careful of the text you get on April 1st. It might be April 2nd, and we need an intern. So I'll reach out and I'll say, hey, this is what you need to do to what you do is you send a video to Rodeo Time, a 1-minute video explaining why you'd be a good intern. Yeah, and you can do that now. Willie might watch it, he might not. But April 2nd, if that's the hypothetical date we go to look for a new intern, I'll send out that text. Those people who receive the text will be the first and usually the only people to know when we need that intern. So then Willie's going to comb through those videos. He's going to bring me the top 10 because there's some indicators that we're looking for. Number one, if you get on there and all you do is talk about like your dream and your goals and what you want and why you want it and how much you know and how, okay, well, that's good. And we're going to get there, but you got 1 minute to sell yourself. Explain to me how you can bring value to Rodeo Time. And that's how you need to approach everything, not just an internship here. We'll get to the part where I help you with your dream. So you only got 1 minute though. So don't use up your first minute saying like, man, it's my dream to be a cowboy and I'm living in Boston and I want to get out of Boston and I want to be a cowboy. And you're the man that's going to make my dream come true. And let me go a little deeper in that because it sounds like I sound like a jerk saying that that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear that later after you've explained how you've brought value to me. But I got a friend down the road. I'm going to call him CJ. I got a friend down the road, and I love CJ. We've done Bible studies together. He has his own cows. He's got his own pickup. He works hard. He can weld. He can shoe horses. I love CJ. I help CJ with his problems. He helps me with my truck when I need help with my truck. So why would I hire you who knows less than CJ? Why would I hire you over CJ? You see what I'm saying? You got some competition. I know you got dreams. So does CJ. And that's my boy. We've been through it together. And you need to think about this when you're going through life. Like everybody's got problems and everybody's got dreams. Help people solve their problems and accomplish their dreams, and in turn, yours will get solved and yours will get accomplished. Does that make sense? And there's not always like a guarantee on that, but just know that you will come out net positive if you walk into every situation ready to do that sort of exchange. Because just like, for instance, Cameron Haynes, I just went up there. He invited me up to be on his podcast. He's got more followers than me. He's got a bigger brand than me. He's more in shape than I am. He could have anybody. He could literally have Joe Rogan on his podcast tomorrow, probably. So I don't need to go up there saying, this is what I need from you. I need to go up there prepared to bring him more value than he brought me. Now, I don't know that that's possible, but dang it, I'm going to try. And so that's how you need to approach it. Garrison that just left here, he'll charge, let's say, I don't know how much exactly he charges for training a horse, but he'll charge, let's say it's $1,000. He's going to try to give you $1,100 worth of an exchange, even though you're only paying him $1,000. And that's what you need to do in life. That's what you need to do with this video. Like, how can you bring me value? Because then I know it'll be a competition. And when you get down here, I'm going to make sure that I bring you more value than you bring me. It'll be a healthy competition of bringing the other one more value. That's what I want to engage in with you. So that's my rant. We used to, like the podcast number 60 through 70, the intern program had just begun, and I would get these texts and DMs and emails all the time like, Dale Brisby, hey man, I got this dream and you're going to make it happen for me. Like, okay, well, that's not really my problem. Like, I know that sounds heartless and cold, but like eventually, like I said, why not CJ? Why not his neighbor? There's people everywhere. My brother, my cousin. Like, why not just use this time to focus on the interns that are already here? You got to give me a reason. Anyways, whatever. So I'm sorry if it sounds cold. You might think I'm a jerk, but just get down here, meet me in person, and either confirm or deny that suspicion. My favorite song. If I had to pick one song ever, it's the song If I Don't Call by my brother, Leroy Gibbons. Are any of your interns single? I want to say all but one. And there's like there's like 5 single, good-looking young men that are interns. All the girls, I think, are snatched up. What's your favorite character of God? I think she's saying, what's your favorite characteristic of God? I would have to say mercy. That's the first one that comes to mind. Forgiveness. The fact that he's okay with me having sinned. Which bull rider is the best bull rider? Well, since I can't say myself, because that would be arrogant, I'm going to say J.B. Mooney. How's your mom? How's your mom? How's my mom? How's your mom? Don't try to tell me, old son. How's your mom? So thank you for your time. Let me see if there's any more questions came out. What kind of boots do you wear? I've got a couple of handmade boots. I've gotten fancy. I'm sorry. Abby Good, who is down here at Good Boot Company. That's like handmade. Like she's in RC custom boots. So I've got a pair of Abby Goods that I'm riding a lot in. I've got a pair of RC custom boots that I've got 3 or 4 of those pair. Those are really good boots. They can make them custom, or you can just get a size of boots. They're out of Lubbock, Texas. Are you going to the National Farm Machinery Show? I'm not. I heard about it, but I'm not going to go. What is your deadlift max? Dude, I don't know. I don't really max out on, I don't have a PR deadlift right now. I don't use beard oil. How old I am is one of those mysteries that is just a mystery. Dad, Mom's been waiting on the milk. I'll get there soon, son. Do you dye your beard? No. That sounds weird. How many bulls would you recommend a new bull rider to get on before their first rodeo? That's a pretty good question, and it is from Ian Peterson 256. Man, so the thing about Cam and I talked about this. There's a lot of things you can do to get ready to ride a bull. You can get on a drop barrel. You can stand on the medicine ball like JB. You can ride around a gentle saddle horse, put your bull rope on him, and have somebody trot around. These are super good drills that you need to do a lot of in the beginning to help develop some of those muscles that you're going to need riding bulls. Then get on jump kickers. Get on some ducks, some just stuff that's just up and down like herd bull. Get on like some roping steers and get a moving animal under you and do that 20, 30, 40, 50 times. And then start get on like 50 jump kickers. Then maybe get on something that might turn back. Then go back to the jump kickers. Then go back to maybe something that kind of turns back or kicks out really hard. And build a foundation. If any rodeo, because of the breeding program, thanks to the PBR, any rodeo is going to have some rank bulls at it. Like you go to a backyard bull ride and they're going to have some 22-point juice cats that will kill you if you're not ready. And you're just going to be a highlight reel for Rodeo Rex, the Instagram page. And that's cool. Like I guess maybe like some girls might think that's cool. But if you're serious and you really want to do it, then like take it serious. Go to a rodeo school. Go to SankeyRodeo.com. Go to one of their rodeo schools or Cody Custer's and get yourself a foundation. Learn how to put your equipment on. Learn your shoot procedure. Get good equipment. Learn the fundamentals. Execute the fundamentals. Perfect the fundamentals. Then get on again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Find a jump kicker and get on him till he stops every single day. And you need to work out. You need to be flexible. Do yoga. Stand on the medicine ball. Get on the drop barrel. But you got to get on bulls. You got to get on bulls. And then work your way to that first rodeo. And once you start getting on those rank bulls, then you start pushing yourself. Don't be a big fish in a little pond forever. But nothing is going to be that stationary barrel, drop barrel, medicine ball. None of JB got on bulls. He didn't go to the gym a lot, but he got on bulls. Now, it is a physically demanding sport, so I'm not going to argue with you. Being in shape is great. Being able to run 2 or 3 miles without being winded, that's okay, because like then all of a sudden you're able to last on 3 or 4 head of bucking bulls. And because once you start getting tired, then you're not going to execute to your full potential. So if you're able to practice more. So anyways, all those things are going to help, but nothing will replace getting on stock. So it's up to you how many bulls you want to get on before your first rodeo. But just know if you just enter up, they will kill you. Also that, you could die doing this. Please remember that, people. I try to tell all my interns, like, you could die or get hurt seriously bad. So that's like the truth. I'm not just saying that so I don't get sued. That's the truth. There are people that I have known and interacted with and shook their hand, and they're not alive anymore because of this sport. So that's a fact. Will you ever take your sunglasses off? No. All right. So that's a repetitive question. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I love doing these podcasts. I love doing the collaboration podcast. Please go follow Cameron Haynes. Please go comment on those videos that he's posted. Show him some love and that, show him that we are here as a fellow industry, like hunting industry, rodeo industry, a lot of similarities. We're fighting some of the same fights when it comes to out in the world today. And so that would be great. It would make me feel good because then, I would have helped him return that value. So if you're one of the OG fans of Rodeo Time, please go check that out. And when my podcast comes up with him here in about a week or so, be sure to check that out. Hit the like button, comment on the YouTube and all that. Show him some love. So that would be great. I got to give a quick shout out to the people that support us and this podcast. Again, Mountain Ops, Rock and Roll Denim Jeans, my very first sponsor. You guys showed up. I had no money. I was borrowing a hotel room in Vegas, and joke's on y'all, I'd have taken less. I said that. I'm just kidding. You guys were so generous, and you took a chance with a long-haired hillbilly that had a dream and a YouTube channel. And Rock and Roll Denim, you guys are OG, and I love you guys. It's a great product. I can't that right here that I'm wearing. If they drop me, I'd continue to wear the jeans. Same thing with Total Feeds. I was feeding it before they showed up, and I'll feed it after they leave. American Hats. My old man who passed away at a rodeo, he was picking up, and Cam asked me the one thing that I think about, like when I'm getting on in the buck and shoot, when I think about my dad, what do I think about specifically? And I think about him pulling his hat down and it crimping his ears. And that was go time for him. It's go time for me. And that hat was always an American. Every year we'd go, the rodeo he died at, on our way to Helotes, we would stop in at Catalina Hatters and we would get an American straw. It's in May, and we would get American straw and we would put it, we'd shape it, and then we'd go to Helotes, and that was the first rodeo of the summer. And so thank you to American. When he died, anyways, what I was going to say was when he died, he fell off that horse and his head hit the ground, and I still have his American hat. It's sitting on the mantle at my house, and there's a mud stain on the top corner because that sucker wasn't coming off. He didn't like his cowboy hat coming off. Can-Am side by side. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Beautiful company, beautiful machines. It's so durable, so fast, efficient, great for feeding, great for hunting, great for having fun, climbing rocks. If you're Dustin Battle Axe Jones or Cowboy Cerrone, them guys they're at the King of the Hammers right now. Great company. So those 5 companies are my go-to. I love them all, and I love doing business with them, collaborations with them, and I love doing what I do. Cam asked me the same thing that Donnell Brown at the Ari Brown Ranch asked me. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And I want to be doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm so blessed to get to have a job that I love. I crave being in this warehouse. I crave making videos, making podcasts, going on trips, doing collaborations. And I don't ever I seldom look at the money. I'm not sure what I pay everyone. I kind of forget about it. I don't know what we make. I don't know what our margins are. Like I'm probably a poor businessman in that regard. All I know is that I want to stay in business. I am terrified of being poor because we were poor when I grew up. So that motivates me. But I don't have a dream of buying an island. I don't have a dream of driving a freaking Ferrari or a Tesla or something. But I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. Like I love making you guys laugh. I love bringing you guys value. And that's what I want to, that's what I want to be doing in 5 years. That's what I want to be doing in 15 years. And then the day that you guys decide that I'm not entertaining, funny, or genuine, or whatever it is, then so be it. We had a good run. That'll be up to you guys. That'll be up to the market, the audience, the mob, as they call it in Gladiator. You know, you gotta win over the mob. And right now, the mob, a small mob, appreciates me, and I appreciate them more than they'll ever know. So love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I am on to the next one. And I hope you guys like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. DaleBrisby.com. That's the biggest driver. My sponsors are great. DaleBrisby.com. That's what keeps these lights on also. So you guys go check that out and wear the apparel if you like. Pow, pow.
Rodeo time. Got to get her on down the road.